Nigeria is a sovereign country, and we have entrusted our mandates to elected officials, and some of them have appointed trusted allies to run the affairs of various MDAs. We cannot continue to shift blames in this country. So we can't blame China. We would blame ourselves as a country and as a people. We'll blame our leaders. Because when you go into agreements, usually what happens is the various stakeholders engagement, and civil society plays a big role. Organized private sector are supposed to make inputs. But then when government goes into secret agreement or secret deals, the country would not get the best out of this kind of agreement. The country would lose. I am aware that, so far we have a $500 million loan agreement with the Republic of China. So for us as a republic and as a sovereign nation, we must always ensure that when we go into this agreement, because yes, every country cannot survive without getting loan, without getting credit, or sometimes even grants from other corporation or other countries. But I believe that no matter what the case is, the country, our country, must always come first. So whatever agreement we're signing or we're going into, or whatever partnership, we must ensure that Nigeria's interest comes first. And now that there's a controversy around various clauses in this agreement, it also shows you the secrecy around government. Why is it that it is now that we're now uncovering and unraveling, these clauses? And maybe to quickly react to the Honorable Minister for Transport, Honorable Rotimi Amaechi, saying that the National Assembly should cease fire and not go further in probing, this, because it's going to make investors run away. The executive have no right. I repeat, the executive have no right to interfere in how the legislators choose to undertake their constitutional role and responsibility, because the National Assembly cannot also dictate to how the executive undergo their affairs in the country. And that's why we have separation of power. And I'm quite happy that, we're having this conversation and this investigation. But most importantly, we need to have a public hearing, because the Nigerian people needs to build back trust in various arms of government. So let's have a public hearing. Let us have Rotimi Amaechi come to the National Assembly and explain these clauses, explain this agreement. Our country have a Minister of Justice who also doubles as the Attorney General of the Federation, that also look at all the agreements before Mr. President or his representative sign them. Are we saying that these public officials are not doing their job? Because ideally, it is the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice that would raise red flag and say, if you sign this agreement based on these clauses, Nigeria will be on the losing end.